Hey there! We are trying something a little different today. I'm going to read you some of the project that I've been working on. Keep in mind this has not been edited or read by anyone else, so hope you like. I reached as far as I could and just barely managed to grab a book from the top shelf, remembering distinctly a time when I could not reach even the middle shelf. When overnight, while I slept, my father rearranged the entire massive shelves, so all the books I had already read sat on the top, and the ones I hadn't sat within my reach on the bottom. "You've already read that one," he observed from behind me, which was accurate. I had read every book in this room at least once, and had started my own collection on the walls of my own room. "I'm looking something up for a project," I said, which was, unbeknownst to him, a lie. There are 3 precise reasons why I come home. 1, to sleep after a straight week of exams. 2, to remind my father I'm alive and pursuing my own path and doing everything in my power to be the exact opposite of what he always hoped I would be. 3, to travel back in time, in the form of a book I've read at least 20 times prior. Perhaps I would have read it more times than that, if I had not been quite so fixated on the first words of the first chapter, which I had read and reread so many times I was surprised their significance had not dimmed. I retreated behind the closed door of my room, curled up on the seat next to the window, and opened to that same familiar, worn page, to the words that saved me, to the meaning of my existence. I never wanted to be great. I only wanted to make a difference. The conclusion, of course, became that you did not have to be great to inspire change. Former Regional Chancellor Eleanor Kaler would forever be renowned for her role as the worst regional leader we had ever elected, and the reason our vote is only a fraction of the deciding factor in who becomes the next chancellor, modernly. It was her failure that made her famous, yet somehow she managed to turn it into a lesson, and her biography thus became my favorite work of nonfiction. Unfortunately, it was also my father's favorite, for much different reasons, which was why I did not own my own copy and had to borrow his copy from the top shelf of the study. To him, former Chancellor Kaler was the prime example of what not to do, the way he always tried to teach me the importance of hard work, informed decision-making, and appreciation for my education, so I was 80% less likely to make the sorts of mistakes she did, no matter my chosen career path. "When you're instructor at the academy one day," he would say over the occasional simultaneous dinner meeting, "you'll be able to teach the same lessons to your academics. Make sacrifices. Be selfless. Always look at the big picture." These were, whether he knew it or not, practices both Kaler and him himself had neglected to follow at the primes of their careers. She, as the first chancellor to be asked to resign prematurely, and he, as the first husband to publicly proclaim his beloved unfit to raise her child, and never explain to said child while he harbored no regrets. Maybe this is why it had always been so easy for me to treat feelings like the pages of a book. Pages turn and the words on them disappear. And if you don't want to, you never have to look back at them again. If you try hard enough, you can forget you ever read them at all. Unless, of course, someone comes along and reintroduces them to you. If you want to continue to follow me on my novel writing journey, you can visit my site/blog to get a little bit more frequent updates on my writing. Specifically, thinking about starting some vlogging having to do with writing. Probably won't happen. I have a lot of other things that I'm trying to work on now that I have time to work on them, so we'll see. But in the meantime, I'd love to read or listen to you read something that you've written recently, if applicable. Otherwise, BGFFA. I'll see you later.